No, Tina, I'm in the mood for some waffles. Actually, make that pancakes. Yeah, let's do some pancakes. Blueberry? Okay, yeah, we can do chocolate chip. Do we have any butter and syrup? Okay, well then, can you go get some syrup? I don't know. I have some money. Get Aunt Jemima. What the fuck are you? What do you mean? They don't make Aunt Jemima. That's bullshit. If you go to the store, you'll find Aunt Jemima. No, they can't. They canceled Aunt Jemima. Are you fucking serious? You're joking. Fuck! Then go get me some Mrs. Butterworths.
Listen, little bitch, we don't fuck with small talk. We associate with people that are known to call cops. See that shine from my wrist to my neck's all rocks. Gucci flip-flops with Louis Vuitton socks. Listen, little bitch, we don't fuck with small talk. We associate with people that are known to call cops. See that shine from my wrist.
And welcome back to another episode of Darth News. Today's episode is a special edition when virtue signaling backfires. Special edition Aunt Jemima. Special edition Black Lives Matter. Before we get into today's video, I want to let you know that, hey, check it out. There is some Darth News. There's some Darth News merch available in just a day or so. I'm setting up my online store, and as soon as it's ready, I will let all of you know so you can get your own Darth News merchandise. I know it's the summer, so if you don't want a sweatshirt, there are t-shirts. Make sure to get yours. Coming soon, like in like a day. 24 hours. Anyway, we did it, boys. We fucking did it. We have ended all racism. All of it. It's all gone. There's no more racism in America or in the world. We have achieved the ultimate no more racism goal. Yes, that's right, because Quaker Oats went wokes. Quaker Oat goes wokes. Quaker Oats gets wokes. What I'm trying to say is there's a bright group of very woke people that work at Quaker Oats, and they decided to remove the name and image of Aunt Jemima because it's racist. It's so racist, I can't even breathe. There's so much racism in the air. Now, most of you probably know that Aunt Jemima has already been canceled, but what you may not know is that now there is backlash from the black family who is related to the Aunt Jemima, or one of the Aunt Jemimas. They see the removal of Aunt Jemima as an insult, which it is, because nobody associated Aunt Jemima with anything racist. If anything, when I was a kid, it normalized black people. Not that that should have ever been a normal thing to think about, but you know what I mean? Like you have your syrup with your pancakes every morning. Hopefully not every morning, or you're gonna be really fat. It's a lot of starch. But for the most part, you grow up seeing a black woman's face in front of you at the breakfast table. What is wrong with that? What is race? There's nothing racist about that. It just makes, if anything, black women look equal. It makes it, there's nothing racist about it, and it's pissing me off. But anyway, this woman was an icon. She was an icon. You can't just erase history. What is up with this? You want to tear down statues? You want to change iconic symbols and names and images and faces? You want to destroy everything. You want to tear it all down, don't you? Stop bending the fucking knee. All of you goddamn companies, stop it. If you keep bending the knee, it's going to be the destruction of America and everything that we know and love. Well, at least Quaker Oats should be quaking in their boots, in their shoes. At least Quaker Oats is getting a taste of their own medicine, because now the African American family, who is related to one of the women who portrayed Aunt Jemima, are speaking out. They are furious. They are insulted, and they are just absolutely ashamed of what's happening. So without further ado, let's just jump into it, ain't that right, DeFranco? And see what the fuck is going on with all of this cringy virtue signaling and cancel culture. You know, anyway, Applejack, where the fuck are you? Hit it! All right, boys, looks like we did it. Today's article is brought to you by Infowars.com. Now, I don't give a fuck about your opinion on Alex Jones, the crazy man Alex Jones. That's not what this is about. I'm not here to talk about Alex Jones. But you cannot deny that Infowars has been killing the game when it comes to this radicalization of the left, this cancel culture nonsense, and all this SJW bullshit. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and read. The title says, African-American family of woman who portrayed Aunt Jemima says, we do not want that history erased. They also say, we would ask that you reconsider just wiping all that away. Well, it looks like an African-American family whose relative once portrayed the Aunt Jemima character says that their history is being erased after Quaker Oats announced it was ditching the image. Last week, the company said it was scrapping the famous name and image which appears primarily on their pancake syrup product, because Aunt Jemima's origins are based on a racial stereotype. Lillian Richard became a Goodwill ambassador for the brand in 1925 and worked for Quaker Oats for 23 years before dying in 1956. Vera Harris, who is the family historian for the Richard family of Hawkins and Lillian's second cousin, said that the move to erase Aunt Jemima is an insult to the Lillian Richards legacy. And she says, a lot of people want it removed. We want the world to know that our cousin Lillian was one of the Aunt Jemimas and she made an honest living. We would ask that you reconsider just wiping all that away, she told KLTV. Here's the tweet from YKY. Oh my god, I'm so fucking dyslexic. WKYT. In the 4th community, just outside Hawkins, Texas, is a historic marker dedicated to Lillian Richard, who is recognized as one of the several women who portrayed Aunt Jemima. There she is. A black woman who made an honest living. Jesus Christ. I'm getting pissed. She was considered a hero in Hawkins, and we are proud of that. We do not want history erased, Harris added. According to Harris, Richard made an honest living out of it for a number of years by touring around Texas during a time when it was difficult for black women to get jobs. She also voiced her opposition to the more widespread attempt to erase history, which has manifested itself in the removal of statues since Black Lives Matter protests were reignited last month. I wish we would just take a breath and not just get rid of everything, because good or bad, it is our history. Removing that wipes away a part of me, a part of each of us. We are proud of our cousin, Harris said. She also expressed her opposition to renaming of military bases because many of her relatives are veterans. If anything, that was extremely eye-opening, because it seems to me like Quaker Oats erased the history of a hard-working African-American woman who gave hope to other African-American women and men at the time, because it was still there was still oppression. They still weren't treated equally. I mean, black people had a long way to go until they were treated equally, all around. But anyway, some would argue that they're still not, but we're not going to get into that. My point is, this woman gave hope to the African-American community and to people of minorities. And it brought people together. White people enjoyed Aunt Jemima, and no one had a problem with it back then. Nobody had a problem. No one had a problem with it fucking 2 weeks ago. But now it's a problem. You're erasing history. You're removing important female and African-American icons from history. Because why? Because why again? While we're talking about, society erasing strong African-American women from history, well, HBO, in case you don't know, I've already talked about this before, but HBO decided to get rid of Gone with the Wind because it was a racist movie. Well, this racist movie had the very first African-American female Oscar winner, Hattie McDaniels. You erased Hattie McDaniels from your history books because you think the movie was racist. It is not a racist movie. Sure, it touched on the racist parts of society at the time, but if the movie and the industry was so fucking racist, why did they give Hattie McDaniels the Oscar? Out of all the other white women, why did they give the Oscar to Hattie, a black woman who reminds me a lot of Precious, but just a little bit, Where am I? Anyway, moving on to part 2 of when virtue signaling goes bad, let's introduce Lady Antebellum. Lady Antebellum, welcome. Lady Antebellum, for those of you who don't know, which I really didn't know shit about them, to be honest, but Lady Antebellum is a white country group. An all-white country group, and their name is Antebellum, Lady Antebellum, and it's always been fine. It's never been a fucking problem. But now, they decided to change their last name, Antebellum, to just the letter A. They wanted to Lady A, because of racism, because Antebellum had something to do with slavery, or well, we're not going to get into that right now, but it had something to do with racism. Now, so because these woke, intelligent people decided to change their name to Lady A without doing any kind of research to see if maybe someone else already owns that name, no, because they're too cool for school. They're elitists. They don't have to ask permission. They just go ahead and do it. Well, by doing so, they are destroying an actual artist's name, a singer, a musician who goes by the name of Lady A, prior to Lady Antebellum changing their name. So she's always owned the name Lady A, and she is a woman of African American descent, okay? She's a black lady. And because this white group felt like they needed a virtue signal and change their fucking name, they have now buried any kind of search results for this artist, who, by all accounts, is probably way more talented than these fucking cucks. One of them's a woman, a cuck queen. I think a woman is called a cuck queen. A cuck queen, a woman that likes to watch her man get fucked by a girl. I think it's called cuck queen. I don't know. Whatever. There are a bunch of cucks and cuck queen. So before I continue to rant, let's just go ahead and find out what the fuck is going on with this virtue signaling gone wrong. Applejack, where you at? Oh yeah, you're over there. My bad. Hit it! Alright, this article is from 7 days ago, but I still find it kind of relevant. The title reads, a blues singer named Lady A speaks out after country band Lady Antebellum changes its name. She says, this is my life. Ooh, spicy. A blues singer from Seattle, Washington, who goes by Lady A, real name Anita White, is speaking out after the Grammy-winning country music band Lady Antebellum recently changed its name to the monkier moniker. Sorry, wow, I can't believe I just said that. Holy shit. The moniker she's been using for over 2 decades. This is my life. Lady A is my brand. I've used it for over 20 years, and I'm proud of what I've done, White told Rolling Stones in an interview published on Friday. She continued, this is too much right now. They're using the name because of Black Lives Matter incident that, for them, is just a moment in time. If it mattered, it would have mattered to them before. It shouldn't have taken George Floyd to die for them to realize that their name had a slave reference to it. That's very true. They should have done their fucking history, their research. This is the Lady A right here. Now, Miss White, the real Lady A, goes on to say it's an opportunity for them to pretend that they're not racist or pretend that this means something to them. If it did, they would have done some research, and I'm not happy about that. You found me on Spotify easily. Why couldn't they? She asked the outlet. Rolling Stone notes that White is getting ready to release a new record on her birthday, July 18th, titled Lady A, live in New Orleans. Gee, see, this is so fucked, man. According to the outlet, moving forward, White said she's unsure where she sits when it comes to a legal standpoint, adding that she is set to speak with a lawyer next week, which would be right around today, to go over her options. Per site, White says that she holds a business trademark for Lady A LLC. So if all goes well, Lady Antebellum will be stuck with Lady Antebellum, or maybe just Lady Ant. I don't fucking know, but this is not your name. You don't deserve to change your name to Lady A. It's just, fuck, I'm pissed. She says, I don't know if the new Lady A are going to give me a cease and desist, White explained. I don't know how they'd react, but I'm not about to stop using my name, she said. Good on them. Look at these white, clueless idiots. Lady Antebellum. Why are there 2 men if it's lady? I guess they're all, I don't know. It's weird. I don't fucking know. I mean, I've heard of Lady Antebellum, but I don't give a fuck about them. For them not to even reach out is pure privilege, she continued. Ooh, spicy. That is exactly what that is. That is that white privilege, that white guilt privilege. I'm not going to lay down and let this happen to me, but now the burden of proof is on me to prove that my name is in fact mine, and I don't even know how much I have to spend to keep it. How sad is that? She's gonna have to fucking spend her hard-earned money to fight for her own name. Hopefully they just back down and change it to something else. I mean, they're already fucking themselves into a hole. Antebellum, that is. So now a rep for Lady Antebellum told Rolling Stone Friday morning that the band was not aware of White and that they also planned on reaching out to her. And on Monday, the group revealed that they in fact had reached out to her. Okay, so looks like I need to do some updates. Today we connected privately with the artist Lady A, the brand who wrote on Instagram, along with a screenshot of the video. Transparent, honest, and authentic conversations we had. We were excited to share that we are moving forward with a positive solution and common ground. The hurt is turning into hope. More to come. On Thursday, Lady Antebellum announced on social media that it had changed its name to Lady A. Well, let's go ahead and read this Instagram post from Lady A, this cringy white guilt privilege post. Dear fans, as a band, we have strived for our music to be a refugee, inclusive of all. We've watched and listened more than ever these last few weeks, and our hearts have been stirred with conviction, our eyes opened wide to the injustices, inequality, and biases Black women and men have always faced and continue to face every day. Because of you. I'm laughing because it's just so cringy, because it's just the irony is so bittersweet. Now blind spots we didn't even know existed and have been revealed after much personal reflection, band discussion, prayer, and many honest conversations with some of our closest Black friends and colleagues. We have decided to drop the word Antebellum from our name and move forward as Lady A, the nickname our fans gave us almost from the start. Well, good fucking on you. You ruined an innocent artist's career, and you've destroyed their name in your own greed to be a virtue signaler. Well, it looks like that Lady Antebellum, Lady A Part 2, decided to reach out to the original Lady A. So I'm happy they did that. It sounds like all went well. But they didn't actually say if they were going to change their name, or did they just give her a generous donation, a large amount of money? Who knows? I don't know. Honestly, this is not looking good. Like, if you actually paid them money, or you found a way to negotiate how we can both have the name, you're doing nothing but using your white privilege to oppress a Black woman. That's what you're doing. You're doing that. But if you retract your new name, Lady A, which it looks like you haven't, because I went to your Instagram and it's still Lady A, so I don't think you changed your name again, because that would be embarrassing, right? Why bring the headline to you? Why bring the negative attention? Just keep it hush-hush. So I don't think they changed their name. I think they continue to use their name, and I don't know. I don't fucking know anymore. I just know that this virtue signaling bullshit needs to end. All these people are correct when they're saying they don't give a shit about BLM, because they don't. It's the flavor of the week, baby. One week it's Mexicans, the next week it's fucking Islam, the next week it's fucking women, and next week it's LGBT, and the week after that it's BLM. It's just the flavor of the week. They are virtue signaling for their own fucking progressive points. It's all for themselves. It's not for anybody. They don't care about anybody but themselves. So they figure, yeah, let's virtue signal. Let's make a big announcement saying we're changing our name because we're woke as shit, and that fixes racism, I guess. Anyway. Fuck! That about wraps up this episode of Darth News Special Edition. Everybody hates virtue signaling, and everyone loves Aunt Jemima. Bring that shit back. So until next time, don't forget to pull out. That is POOL. Unless you're trying to have some babies, then leave that shit in. Let it soak. And as always, if you enjoyed my content even a little bit, please like, share, subscribe. But if you didn't like it, that's fine. You can hit the dislike button. I mean, this is America. I hope it's still America. I don't know. But if we ever go full fascist, full communist, you're not allowed to dislike the video or I'm gonna hunt you down and murder you. My bad. I'm just kidding. You know I love all of you. We can all have different opinions. That's okay. That is okay. We can have, you know, different opinions. There should be no big deal. It shouldn't be a big deal to anybody, but apparently it is. So anyway, if you dislike my opinion, let me know why. Let me know why in the comment section below. I am looking forward to reading the comments. I'll read the comments on this video. Sometimes I try to not, but I will. So let me know how you feel in the comments below. But if you hate leftist virtue signaling as much as I do, then you will hit that goddamn notification bell right now. Right now. If you don't hit the notification bell, you are a white supremacist. You're a white supremacist. Supreme.
What's your thought on Black Lives Matter?
What is it? What do you mean?
The idea is that there's this movement called Black Lives Matter, thinking that the rest of America didn't seem to understand that Black Lives Matter.
It just sounds weird. I didn't know that you put a name on. It's not a name. It's not whatever. It's somebody got shot by police for up reason. I am a young, black, rich. If that don't let you know that America understands Black matter these days, I don't know what it is. Don't come at me with that dumb man. My life matter, especially to my.
Do you separate yourself from it?
I don't feel connected to a damn thing that ain't got nothing to do with me. If you do, you crazy as you. Connected to this flag right. Because I'm connected. I'm a gangbanger, man. I'm connected.